Hey folks, Mike Johnson here. If it's got wheels and an engine, you're in the right place. On this channel, we dive into car repairs, maintenance tips, and everything you need to keep your ride running smooth. If you're into cars and want to keep learning, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. All right, enough talking. Let's get into it.
Does your vehicle register a P0496 fault code on your OBDI scanner? This code, one of many OBDI codes that can trigger the check engine light, may not cause driving problems or compromise your vehicle's safety, but it can cause engine damage if left unchecked. What does fault code P0496 mean? OBDI code P0496 stands for EVAP drain during non-purge condition. This is a generic powertrain code that affects various vehicles equipped with both an evaporative emission control system, EVAP, and onboard diagnostics. If you see P0496 on your scanner, it simply means that your car's computer believes that the EVAP system is venting fuel vapors when it shouldn't be. Code P0496 indicates that there is a purge flow or more than 10 inches of water vacuum detected in the EVAP system and fuel tank when the purge is not commanded. The water vacuum is very low compared to inches of mercury Hg. This may be a problem with the tank purge valve circuit, the PCM, etc. Since the fuel tank pressure sensor is the input used by the PCM to detect this vacuum, it's possible that the FTP sensor is slightly out of calibration, which could be causing this problem. If you see P0496 on your scanner, it simply means that your car's computer thinks the EVAP system is venting fuel vapors when it shouldn't be. Older systems, pre-OBD2, only purged the tank when the engine was running above idle and warm. OBD2 systems can purge the tank at any time the engine is running, even at idle. However, the ECM to PCM knows that it should see a slight change in the fuel setting when the purge is triggered, and looks for this. Some vehicles use leak detection pumps, which provide an additional input. In short, if the ECM to PCM detects an uncommanded bleed flow, it triggers code P0496. Note that programming engineers use cells to describe sets of criteria when certain things are supposed to happen. And there are many no-purge cells, meaning that the ECM to PCM will not purge during these periods. So, if the programming map indicates that the ECM to PCM is in a no-purge cell, but purge flow is detected, code P0496 is triggered. P0496 on various brands. Although it can affect any vehicle, regardless of manufacturer, the P0496 code often occurs on owners of GM vehicles, Chevrolet, Pontiac, Dodge, among others. On Asian car models, such as Honda, Hyundai, or Mazda, this code may mean high EVAP bleed rate, which means the same thing. Although EVAP systems in general date back to the 1970s, modern enhanced systems appeared in 1994 but became ubiquitous on passenger cars and light trucks by 1997 with OBD2. But even after OBD2, there were upgraded and non-upgraded systems. The non-enhanced EVAP system doesn't check for EVAP leaks, it only checks the system's purge rate. This system is mainly found on late 90s Ford Rangers. What are the possible causes of code P0496? Code P0496 is often triggered by a faulty bleed valve solenoid that remains open. Unfortunately, there are many other reasons why the code can be triggered. That's why it's a good idea to carry out a thorough diagnosis before replacing any parts. For a proper diagnosis, you can consult a certified mechanic. But if you're confident in your knowledge of EVAP systems, here's a list of all the potential causes of a P0496 code: faulty EVAP or fuel pressure sensor EVAP hose leak, common problem on Hyundai vehicles, blocked EVAP canister, clogged steam canister, damaged canister, drain valve faulty solenoid, bleed valve or bleed valve faulty purge flow sensor, especially on Kia and Mazda vehicles, weak electrical connection short circuit, common on Isuzu and Hyundai vehicles. What are the common symptoms of P0496? In some cases, an illuminated check engine light may be the only symptom accompanying a P0496 code. However, other problems such as vibration or other engine performance problems can also occur if fuel vapors are purged at the wrong time. Professional tip: a very common problem with a bleeder valve stuck in the open position is that it can be difficult to start the vehicle after refueling. This can happen on almost any vehicle, but is common on Fords and some Kia models. It's important to note that some vehicles may only have the check engine light illuminated, with no other noticeable symptoms. In any case, as soon as the P0496 code is detected, it's advisable to have a thorough diagnosis carried out to identify the underlying cause of the problem. How to diagnose P0496? Diagnosing the P0496 code can be a complex process due to the variety of possible causes. Here's a general guide to help you diagnose the P0496 code. Scan the OBDI system. Use an OBDI scanner to read the P0496 code and check for other associated codes. This may provide additional clues to the problem. Visual inspection. Perform a visual inspection of the EVAP system, looking for disconnected hoses, loose connections, or signs of damage. Test tank drain valve. Test the tank drain valve to make sure it opens and closes properly. A vacuum pump test may be used. EVAP canister check. Inspect the EVAP canister for damage or obstructions. Smoke test. Perform a smoke test to detect any leaks in the EVAP system. Smoke is injected into the system, and any leaks will be visible. Check electrical connections. Check the EVAP system's electrical connections, cables and connectors for damage or corrosion. Live data monitoring. Use the OBDI scanner to monitor live data while the vehicle is running. Look for anomalies in sensor readings, especially during purge conditions. Fuel tank pressure sensor test. Check the operation of the fuel tank pressure sensor. If faulty, it may need replacing. Professional diagnosis. If you are unsure of the diagnostic procedure, or if the problem persists, we recommend that you consult an automotive professional for further diagnosis. Bear in mind that these are only general steps, and complexity may vary according to vehicle make and model. Precise diagnosis may require specialized tools and in-depth knowledge of auto mechanics. How do I repair code P0496? Disclaimer: due to the wide variability of vehicle makes and models, as well as other factors, the following information should not be interpreted as complete or as the only definitive way to solve a particular problem. Instead, the following content simply attempts to give you a better idea of what a DIY approach to the problem would entail. It is recommended that you seek out additional technical resources on the subject, or take your vehicle to a professional technician for the best results. As with most OBDI fault codes, there is no quick fix for P0496. There are several possible causes, which means that there are different ways of carrying out the repair depending on the problem that is causing the code to be stored. If you're concerned that your fuel tank pressure sensor is giving erroneous readings, you can have it replaced. While some drivers prefer to leave such repairs to a professional, others prefer to repair their vehicle themselves. This involves a lot of risk, but you could potentially save a lot of money by reducing labor costs. Keep in mind that all vehicles are different. When troubleshooting and repairing diagnostic fault codes, be sure to take into account the make and model of your vehicle for a more accurate repair. How to replace the fuel tank pressure sensor. One way to solve the P0496 code is to replace your vehicle's fuel tank pressure sensor. Replacement sensors can cost from €10 to €605. Park your vehicle on a flat, even surface, away from other vehicles. Release all fuel pressure in your vehicle. Leave your vehicle switched off overnight to ensure that the exhaust is completely cool. Disconnect the car battery. Fold down the rear seat of your vehicle and lift the carpet, if applicable. Access your vehicle's fuel pump. Disconnect the cable connected to the fuel tank pressure sensor. Remove the old fuel tank pressure sensor. Replace it with your new fuel tank pressure sensor. Reattach the cable to the fuel tank pressure sensor. Lower the rear seat and carpet once you've finished. Test drive your vehicle. Related codes. The P0496 code is often associated with other codes related to the evaporative emission control system, EVAP, and the fuel system. Associated codes may vary according to vehicle make and model. Some of the codes commonly associated with P0496 include a P0440, evaporative emission control system malfunction, large leak. This code indicates that there is a significant leak in the EVAP system. P0452, evaporative emission control system pressure sensor, low input. This code indicates that the EVAP system pressure sensor is reporting low pressure. P0442, evaporative emission control system malfunction, small leak detected. This code indicates that there is a small leak in the EVAP system. P0455, evaporative emission control system malfunction, leak detected. This code indicates that a leak has been detected in the EVAP system. When the P0496 code is present, it is advisable to check and take into account any additional codes that may be recorded. This can provide additional information on the specific system components that may be causing the problem. In-depth diagnostics are often required to identify and solve EVAP-related problems. Frequently asked questions. What are the typical repair costs for code P0496? Repair costs may vary depending on the specific cause of P0496. This may include the cost of replacement parts, labor for repairs, and possibly the cost of professional diagnosis. Can I drive my car with the P0496 code on? Although the P0496 code is not usually associated with immediate driving problems, it is advisable to solve the problem as soon as possible to avoid possible engine damage and to ensure proper EVAP system operation. Why is the P0496 code common on certain makes of car? The P0496 code may be more common on certain makes of car due to differences in EVAP system design and implementation. For example, it is often reported as a common problem on GM vehicles, Chevrolet, Pontiac, and other makes. Bear in mind that these answers are general, and the specific situation may vary according to vehicle make and model. It is always advisable to consult an automotive professional for a precise diagnosis. In conclusion, understanding fault code P0496 is essential for maintaining your vehicle's performance and emissions control. A high purge flow in the canister purge system can lead to various issues, including decreased fuel efficiency and increased emissions. By diagnosing the problem accurately and addressing it promptly, whether through inspecting the purge valve, checking for leaks, or ensuring proper electrical connections, you can help ensure your vehicle runs smoothly and efficiently. Remember, regular maintenance and timely repairs are key to keeping your car in top condition. Thank you for watching, and drive safely.